Hello my beautiful friend and welcome back to another daily video. Today we're going to talk about Microsoft and Xbox again. It's not about Game Pass, but it's the hardware. Because Microsoft addresses rumors surrounding Xbox console future. This, as you can see, is an article by Insider Gaming, written by Mike Straw, published yesterday, but we have a second article that was published today. So, as always, both of the articles are going to be linked in the description box down below. And let's dive in. Microsoft has addressed the rumors suggesting that the future of Xbox hardware is up in the air tonight. In a statement provided to Windows Central, Microsoft says that it's actively investing in the future Xbox systems, whatever that means. We are actively investing in our future first-party consoles and devices designed, engineered and built by Xbox, the company said. For more details, the community can revisit our agreement announcement with AMD, which we're going to do in a moment. Rumors of Microsoft's future Xbox hardware being in question surfaced from an insider on NeoGAF, Sneakers SO, who made a post on the forum suggesting as such. In their post, Sneaker SO said that really concrete plans for the actual Microsoft Xbox hardware went from being definitive to up in the air, which was really startling given that this thing was meant to be out relatively soon. If you don't know who Sneaker SO is, this is a very reliable leaker of Microsoft and Xbox information, more specifically Xbox. The post also suggests that the future of Xbox is in software, with games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, Candy Crush and Forza Horizon being the focus. It was mentioned at the time that the information posted needed to be taken with a grain of salt. However, it appears that the noise became loud enough for Microsoft to issue a statement to dispel the rumors, at least the hardware part, and you probably already can guess where this is going. Sneakers SO also suggested that Microsoft will hold more layoffs in the first quarter of 2026, which is not going to be a big surprise. I bet a lot of employees are already sweating their pants off, and that more retailers are set to pull Xbox consoles from shelves. Which already happens, by the way. This is a thing with retailers right now. I forgot what the retailer in the US is called, but one of them is already pulling the hardware from the shelves because it's not selling. Because the Xbox is not a good console right now. It's not just the console, the whole thing, the whole service behind Microsoft's Xbox is just it's just in tatters, man. It's fractured and it's a broken mirror, and they just try to fit the pieces back together, but it will never be the same. The company didn't address either of those claims, but Insider Gaming has reached out for comment on those rumors. Oh, okay, that's it with the article. Yeah, the no, you know what? We're going to go to the other article in a moment because I really want to talk about the first of all up in the air statement that is it's not really that bad because I really still want Microsoft's Xbox to be a thing. I don't want Sony to be the sole big console thing on the market because just it's just so simple. They're the only ones that have the higher end hardware on the market right now, and that's going to stay for a long while. Nintendo is hopefully going to go the way of the dodo with many of their choices, not the whole company and the console as all. I'm just going the hyperbolic route, but they have to get a hit on the nose with that one. They have to fall on their noses and see that they are just clowns right now. They already have the red paint for their noses. The thing here also is, again, Sony is the only, again, big hardware console company right now. There is an argument to be made that the Xbox console isn't really a competitor, because it isn't. It really just isn't. Again, last year or early this year, I was looking into buying an Xbox Series X, and I was like, why should I? I mean, I can just play Halo 5 on there, and maybe one other exclusive title, which you can't really play on the stupid named handheld device from ROG Ally Xbox X or whatever the stupid name is. Also, the naming convention of Xbox is so incredibly stupid. But yeah, that thing is. They say you can play Xbox games, but no, you can't. You can't play the console exclusive games. I don't know what they're going to do in the future. If they're just going to allow to play it on Game Pass in the future, that's still up in the air. But that they're going to go the way of, yeah, we're going to be software people now. I believe that. That totally makes sense. This is the way they're trying to push with Game Pass. This has been a thing for a long, long time. Why do you think they bought Bethesda for stupid Starfield? Or whatever the name was. Oh, it was so stupid. And all the other games. What was it? Perfect Dark with the AI trailer that wasn't even real. Fable, which also hopefully is going to go the way of the Dodo, just to be remade like a Phoenix, so that it's going to be a good game and not the crap that they wanted to push. But yeah, let's go with the next article. I don't want to stretch this video out for too long. This is an article just being published a couple of minutes ago as of recording this. Xbox dedicated handheld was cancelled because AMD required 10 million units. It's claimed. This is an article written by Tom Henderson. So two different authors here. It has been claimed that Xbox Now dedicated handheld was cancelled because AMD required a minimum of 10 million units in its contract. It's a number that, at face value, would have been almost impossible to hit with the highly successful Steam Deck selling around 4 million units at the time of writing. But according to the reputable leaker, that was the number AMD wanted. But yeah, again, I love my Steam Deck. This is the best purchase I have done this year for hardware, and I would also argue for my gaming enjoyment as a whole, because it's way better than a Switch. It's obviously incredibly better than a Switch too. And I can just play the games that I've already proven that don't run well on my PC, because Hades was the latest example. I don't know why. It just had so many issues, and I just played now on my Steam Deck, and I'm 35 encounters in, so it goes well, I think. But yeah, the news comes from a reputable AMD and hardware leaker, Kepler L2, who has reported on many AMD-related leaks in the past. According to Kepler, Xbox's dedicated handheld was cancelled because AMD wanted a massive 10 million unit commitment for a dedicated system on a chip, SoC. It was said that with Steam Deck only selling about 5 million units and Asus, ROG and Lenovo Legion only selling 1 to 2 million, and Microsoft didn't want to take that risk. That might have been one of the few W's that Microsoft, well, did in the last couple of months or maybe years, because why would we buy a dedicated Xbox handheld console? It just doesn't make any sense. So this is a good thing they cancelled. If true, it's not surprising that Microsoft didn't want to make a 10 million chip unit, a $10 million chip commitment in the current unprecedented times. It's not unprecedented. You don't have to sugarcoat this, Tom. They're going in a spiral downwards. They're being sucked into the ocean by the Kraken. But it's always unfortunate to hear of hardware cancellation. But in this case, I kinda want to agree with you. But I have to say that I'm really happy that they didn't, because it would just have been a waste of money, not only for them, but also for everyone involved, like AMD and so on. And it would have been just a disaster. And all the plastic waste, come on. Kepler did mention further down in the forum thread that the handheld was quite early in development though, so at least this wasn't a project that was cancelled just before it was due to go on sale, which is a good thing. Again, someone at Microsoft's Xbox department was just like, guys, is that a bad idea? It probably is. This weekend, Xbox and Microsoft were hit by a series of reports and claims that Xbox was abandoning its hardware entirely. No, they're not. And that a new round of layoffs was set to hit the company in the first quarter of 2026. That's going to happen. But that is not only just the Xbox, this is probably more of a Microsoft thing. On the hardware side, though, Microsoft responded to the rumors yesterday, stating that it's actively investing in our future first-party consoles and devices designed. So this is probably going to go the way of the Xbox Rock Ally X. I don't know. There is just a certain amount of combination possibilities to order them. So I'm just going to go through some of them every couple of videos, and maybe I will hit the right combination in the future, if it's not in a text somewhere, because it's just so stupid. I can't believe who's coming up with those names. Come on. But with Sony and the rumors of the PS6 and handheld capabilities, Xbox and Microsoft are in a tough spot in the hardware market for gaming. And I really don't like it. Again, there is an argument to be made that Xbox is not a real competitor anymore. But it's way better to have someone on the market at the same time as Sony. Again, I'm not counting Nintendo on the Switch because they're on a total different level. They were the cheap alternative. Now the product is cheap that they're selling for a high price. But they are the old hardware sold as new because it's comparable to a PS4, and we're already talking about a PS6 with handheld capabilities. So yeah, this is on a total different level here. Having an Xbox handheld device would have been such a good thing if they could have get their shit together. They are shitting their own beds, and I do not like that. I don't want Sony to have a monopoly. Ghost of Yotei already rumbles with the numbers, and I really like that because I saw what the story is, I saw what the messaging behind that is, and I hate it. I really do not like it. We also have to push a little bit against Sony, but for that we have indie games, which I love. I want to support as much indie games as possible. Yes, I also play AAA games like Onimusha right now on stream later today, if I can get to streaming, because I want to finish my backlog, and there are a couple of indie titles in there as well. But yeah, Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I'm keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the things that make the dings. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more video game news every day. And by that I of course mean like and subscribe, and if you want you can share this video with your friends. And please turn off YouTube's restricted mode. Otherwise, have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and I will see you either later today in the stream here on YouTube or tomorrow with the next video. Bye, bye, bye.